Hi, I'm Fu-Tung Cheng, author of Concrete Countertops and Concrete at Home. Welcome to my home in Berkeley, California. This is really the beginnings of concrete countertop making for myself. Started here 25 years ago. I'd like to talk about sustainability and the idea of conservation of materials, the greening of our building industry, and what its relationship to countertops, especially concrete countertops, is. When I first conceived of the idea of this house, I had much more time than money, which is really a great place to be when you're young and you're looking for something to really sink your teeth into. And I like this idea of using used materials at that time and not wasting things. So I gathered glass from the Berkeley dump, and I gathered wood from Treasure Island, where they were tearing down, the Navy was tearing down old buildings. I took the gymnasium floor from a junior high school that was being torn down and took out the planks and put them back together again. So there was this idea I had of sustainability at that time, and there was lots of environmental consciousness just beginning to awaken at that time. So how does concrete countertops, how do concrete countertops pertain or relate to this idea of sustainability and greenness? Well, for one thing, in terms of design, good design is sustainable. Good design means that people will appreciate something over a long period of time, and hopefully it might become a classic in its own time. So now, 25 years later, I look at this and I realize that the design of this has sustained itself, if you will, over these 25 years, and still everything is working and functioning well. It's a little more worn, but it is time worn in a way that it has its own elegance to it. And when I designed the various layering here and what you see in terms of these brass strips, all these things had various functions. So good design is sustainable, and I always say and profess to believe that in countertop making, design is one of your most important tools. So with that, what about the material itself? Absolutely, if you make your own countertop, or you are a professional making countertops in your local area, what are you doing? You're harvesting or quarrying local made materials like aggregates and sands and fines, and you are taking a regionally made product like cement, putting them together, and the carbon footprint of your efforts is local, just like the slow food movement or the local food movement. The idea of buying things within a 100-mile radius is good for the planet. So the idea of making your own countertop. Instead of getting a material like granite and having it quarried in Italy and hauled to, let's say, China, and having it being finished and then taking it by boat to our coasts and then trucked to local people to process and manufacture and then install, you're taking something much more direct with far less carbon footprint. So in that respect, I feel making your own concrete countertops or being a professional and making countertops locally, not driving them across the country, is a very green and sustainable enterprise. And remember, every good project begins and ends with good design. This is Fu-Tung Cheng.